Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today we have Holden, also known as Holdendo. Um, so I don't know. You said you wanted to talk about TikTok. Like, I guess I don't know. Just branching off of what we talked about in the last podcast. I don't know. We were talking about. I guess just I could talk about what we were talking about. We just talked about how like they just want to like shut it down and ban it in the United States because one of the main reasons behind it is um, just like underage girls being on there and um, I guess being sexually explicit. I don't know, is that the right phrase for
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So people are saying that TikTok is a hive for like pedophilia, and that's like one of the reasons why they want it to be banned. But like that's like bullshit because like that kind of like goes back to like their whole rape thing. Like if a girl's wearing skimpy clothes, like she's
Hmm.
asking for it. Like these TikTok creators are not asking these pedophiles to use the account. Like
Hmm.
it's not on them. Like if it is being used for pedophilia, there needs to be some way of targeting them.
Hmm.
But
I guess just the way I look at it is like TikTok. I feel like has grown into like um, it's more than just like an entertainment thing. Like it's way more than like Vine ever was or like
oh yeah.
Musically was. Like for me personally, like I use it a lot for like photography stuff and editing, and
Hmm.
video editing and stuff with just like Illustrator and all that different type of things. And like that would I'd say is a solid like 90% of the videos I have liked on there. Um, so like for me, because you definitely like get into an area of TikTok, like
Hmm.
I feel like I don't need to explain that. Like everybody just like on your For You page, it's definitely like for you.
Yeah.
And I would say a solid like almost all the videos that come up on my For You page are just like that type of stuff. So like I don't necessarily see a lot of um I guess what they're like talking about. But the way I look at it is like if it's not TikTok, it's gonna be something else. Like used for pedophilia, not like
Yeah.
where girls are going to be dancing. Like, but it's just like one of those things because they did it in Musically, they did it in Vine, like they're just doing it. Like it's not, and it's
Hmm.
not. They're just doing it, and I'm not saying that they're like doing it to like I don't know appeal to pedophiles. Like they're not. They're being creative in their own different ways. But I feel like TikTok has like gone above and beyond than any like Vine or Musically did because it's honestly like an educational platform too in a way. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I mean, I am on like halfway like kindergarten education, like teacher TikTok. Like I've been getting like Zoom strategies for like
Hmm.
kindergarten teachers for like keeping their
Yeah.
students' attention.
Well, and like Taylor uses it a lot. Like, there's just like her For You page. It seems like it is a lot of teachers just doing like a lot of different stuff. I know she watches some teachers like show their classrooms or how they design different things or
Hmm.
COVID strategies, just how to set up and manage like a classroom with COVID. Um, what are you trying to say? Oh, books. She uses it a lot for books too. Um, so I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's I don't know. Like I said, it's just if it wasn't TikTok, it's gonna be something else, and I don't know. It's gonna be anything over the internet. Like they can it can. I was gonna just use the word appeal, and I almost barfed in my mouth. But anyhow, like I'm sure they use Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and any type of social media or just the internet. Like you can Google and find people on the internet. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not something that's gonna be.
It's not
There's
like eliminating TikTok will eliminate the problem.
Yeah, if anything, it's destroying a platform that a lot of people have. It's gonna sound dumb, but a lot of people have found fame in it. A
Mhm.
lot of people have,
Careers in it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And like for me, like with the educational ways, like all the editing videos, it's something that like I've learned a lot from. there's stuff that in my classes I'm taking right now that I like learned stuff off TikTok, and it either was something that we were just covering and I already knew how to do it, or if it was something that like helped me do
Mhm.
that specific assignment, or it was something that allowed me to take that picture to like the next level, like especially with my photography classes, because basically right now we just have like an assignment of something to shoot, and then we have to take a picture and just put it into Lightroom and edit it, and he doesn't really care that much about the editing right now because it's just basics of photography. So he's just kind of like just go crazy with it, and make something that like you're happy with, which is
Mhm.
like kind of nice because you can just explore stuff and be creative, but at the same time it's just like one of the biggest like sploofs of it is a photography is over editing. So like I always try not to do that. But with TikTok though, you know, there's so many I every time I'm on TikTok, I'm liking some kind of Lightroom preset that people have made, and it has some kind of name like a
Mhm.
fall, or there's cinema photography editing, which is
Yeah.
where you bring out like the teals and the oranges real heavy, because that's just what they do in cinema editing,
Mhm.
because it appeals to the eye a lot more, especially when you're watching something for like a long period of time. I just with banning TikTok, it's something that it's just if it's eliminated from society as a social media platform, in my eyes, they're just hurting people. Because especially like it definitely boomed over
Um,
COVID season, but it's
yeah.
something that I don't know compared to a lot of other social media platforms it is a lot more positive than any of the others.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say, like, you can go on TikTok, like every once in a while you get like a dumbass TikTok, but like it's not like every other Facebook post or every other Facebook
Hmm.
meme that's bitching
Yeah.
about Trump
Well,
or fucking
that's
Biden
something
or
else too.
both or
And like granted, like the For You page is made for you with what stuff you've
uh,
liked with the algorithms and whatnot. But I have, I don't think I've ever seen anything political on TikTok. And like I said, obviously it's biased because you're in your own like path with it or whatever.
mhm.
But I've never seen anything political on there. And I guess it's just kind of something. I mean, there definitely is
There is,
political,
yeah,
but
but
it's something that like well like it. But with what I'm saying though is if you're on there and you're active with it, you can root those out.
mhm.
And it's I guess that's something that compared to other social media platforms. I don't know. I guess like looking at Facebook, like you hardly ever see anything like new or I don't know.
Yeah, because
It's always the same people sharing the same shit. So
mhm.
it's just like I don't know. It might not be the exact same thing, but it's the same idea, and it's just over and over and over again. And especially with me, like with my Facebook, like I talked about in the last podcast, is it's all political shit, and I don't want to see any of it because I don't care. Like, I mean, I do care, but it's just the stuff that the people on my Facebook share, I don't care about. But I don't know. I don't know. Just like in summary, like I said, I think getting rid of TikTok would be a negative thing towards society in a way. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I guess what else do you want to talk? You want to talk about what I said
um,
before?
yeah, we can go way back.
Okay. So I guess just what we had talked about before that we started recording, talking about just like our families and where we come from. Because me and Holden met in college. We
Hmm.
actually live pretty decently close to each other. Um, and we both come from very
Very religious, very conservative,
not only
very
families, just areas,
yeah.
like towns, like the whole towns are. Um, I guess just I don't know. I talked about it a decent amount last podcast, but just going to college and meeting new people and having new experiences really changed my viewpoints on a lot of different things.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know if you just want to talk about some stuff.
Um, yeah. So I came from a family, church every Sunday, very Catholic, very religious. Um, so I grew up always leaning the more conservative side, like very anti LGBTQ, um, very like like we were just very pro Trump family like throughout like my entire life. Um, but like going up through high school, like I started to realize like do some self reflection, like um, and like come to realize like later that I identify as gay. So after like self reflecting and stuff like that, I kind of started to change my viewpoints on things because it's just like, wait a minute, that's bullshit. Like with like Catholicism and everything like that. Um, like y'all were talking in like the last podcast, like picking and choosing.
Mhm.
Like like it is a mortal sin to drink alcohol. Yeah, in our county, we're the number one
Mhm.
underage drinking county. So like I don't know, like it's just like our town is just like a bubble, and
Mhm.
if you get out of it, you realize. But if
If you stay stuck there,
everyone
yeah.
thinks it's so great, so if you don't never
Mhm.
leave, it's just a repeating cycle.
Yeah, that's definitely we talked about that a little bit last time. Um, just about how like once you're on the outside looking in, you I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard. On the outside looking in, it's kind of like you almost like feel bad for them, because like I don't know. I guess just for me, like I said, just leaving and meeting new people and just hearing their stories
Mm-hmm.
and having new experiences with different people really changed my views on just about everything that I had previously, believed. And that's like just more, I don't know, it's politically based, but also not. Just because like the LGBTQ community, I had never like there were gay people in St. Mary's, but like I just I don't know. It was I just never like became friends with them, so I never really talked with them
Mm-hmm.
like any of them a whole lot. And then I go to school, and predominantly most of my friends are gay. So it's just like one of those deals where it's just like a stepping stone in a way. Um,
It's just a
now,
lack of exposure.
hmm yeah, it's like I don't know. It's hard to say that it's not their fault because it is because you could just not be an asshole, but like
Yeah,
at the same time, it's just like they're here, they're stuck here, and they don't see things differently. Like
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but until you do it and witness it and like I don't know, do exactly what I did basically. Like until you do it, it's like I don't know. Yeah. Um I don't know. I guess I don't know. Do you want to talk any more about like I don't know. Do you want to talk about you being gay with your family and stuff at all or no?
Um, yeah, I can go into it a little bit. Um, so with the whole growing up thing, like I even remember like it was New Year's Eve, um, and I remember who does the ball drop? Fox? I don't remember. Um,
American.
but they showed a couple. They showed a gay couple kissing, and I actually remember like posting to Facebook, like saying like this is a disgrace, like how dare you, like that is like
Well, not
X-nay,
to
like
stagger off what we're talking about, but with Facebook posts, it's interesting. I for the last couple years, Facebook memories, it pops up whatever you shared, and for the past couple years, I just wouldn't look at them because I know what I was gonna see, all me like me sharing all the stupid stuff. But recently, this last year, I've decided to look at them every day, read them, think about them, and then I delete them.
yeah,
Or I remove my tag from stuff that my family tagged me in, and I don't know. Recently, it's been pretty like it's been a lot of crap because the election,
no shit, the
it's
fucking
election
debate.
time, and I just some of the stuff I share, it's like wow, that's crazy that I thought that, but then other stuff, some of the stuff, it's like
Yeah.
I did not share that on social media. That was not
I
me.
I did
Like,
not share that. If you do not share this in 10 seconds, you'll get murdered in your sleep tonight. I swear to God, I did not.
it's more than that. I remember recently I shared something about how recently, like 4 or 5 years ago, they had decided to remove the Confederate flag from the General Lee. And I shared so much stuff about that. Like, I'm talking, like, there was like 8 posts all in one day
Mhm.
about how that's a disgrace to the TV show. That's what the show was built on. And I just remember I just reading that stuff this last year. I don't know.
Yeah.
It some of the stuff's like hard for me to see because it's just like, wow, I really did share that shit on Facebook.
Mhm.
But other than stuff, it's nice to read it because it's just like, wow, thank God I don't believe that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
some of it's like, I can't think of specific examples right now, but I don't know. I just, yeah.
Yeah. Going back to like all this like political shit posting on social media and stuff. Do you remember that really bad hurricane that went through this past couple months?
Yeah.
Hit like Louisiana, I think, or something like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Um, so you know how after storm goes through, there's always a cross that's still standing, and everyone's like oh, like proof that
Hmm.
God's real. So I was scrolling through Twitter, and I see like a Confederate statue was knocked over. And I'm just like, why the fuck are people not just be like, why are the fuck are people not saying like proof that God is real?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like people only use God when it pushes their own agenda.
Hmm. I guess this, I don't know. Because I'm pretty religious still, but it's just like,
I mean, I'm
I
religious
don't know.
too, like
Yeah. I just,
Jesus, like
homeboy. um, I guess just with my thing is with like, not exactly my family, like, because like my family isn't like hateful towards anybody,
yeah, mine either.
but they definitely have beliefs that,
Biases.
yeah, well, they definitely have like certain beliefs that are just, I guess, just the way I see them, are hateful towards people. And like when it comes down to it, if you're treating people with respect and you're not, being
Hmm.
assholes, like, then okay. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. Some people, I guess, it's just depending on who they are, deserve more than just like your basic respect. Like, you need to accept them for who
Hmm.
they are and what they choose to be. Um, I don't know. That sounded like I was just targeting like gay people, but I didn't mean to like just say that. Like, it's definitely like black people and other races of people, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess just when I see stuff that they share on Facebook, it's just, I don't know. On the flip side of things, like, yeah, like, good, they're showing support for who they want to be president and their political
Yeah.
beliefs, but at the same time, it's just like, you share that and people see it. What are they seeing? Like,
Hmm.
besides what's actually in front of their face, like, what are they seeing about you? And I guess that's just my thing, where it's just like, you share
That's
that on Facebook, and I have different views than you, and I see that, and I'm just like, what an asshole. Like,
like you
you
see
know.
all these Facebook ads that are like family, like
Mhm.
picnic table, like pictures, like grandma and
Mhm.
grandchild, like newborn
Mhm.
baby. Like it's not that anymore. Like
Mm-mm.
get the fuck out of here.
Nobody. I mean, there are still definitely people that post pictures and stuff, and I would like to think that a lot of the stuff that I share, because I don't share hardly. I've recently shared a couple things that were political, but I haven't for a while. One, because I just didn't want to start any crap with my family and try to avoid all that,
Mm-hmm.
which has recently come to light. But
Okay,
I
just wait.
would think that you good.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, we're gonna
No,
be.
you're good. um, I don't know. A lot of the stuff that I share is like either comedy stuff or it's news things that aren't exactly like biased stuff. Like, I don't know.
Mm,
I I don't know. Just a second.
Just give me the
Let's see.
receipts.
Let's see the
Give me
last.
the receipts.
Let's see the last thing I shared on Facebook. Okay, something political. Okay, my mom. The second last thing was my mom tagged me in a cat meme. What I was saying was, and recently come to light, was that I have started sharing stuff on Facebook about what I actually believe. But let's see. Oh, here's some NFL memes. Um,
Um,
my brother tagged me in a thing that said, "Did you know that the oldest sibling is usually the most well behaved?" Here's a classic. I'm gonna share this on the screen.
get
Is that backwards?
Oh, I saw that.
It's definitely
No,
backwards.
I saw that.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Oh, well, anyhow,
No.
it says, look what I invented, and it's sliced bread, and it says that's the best thing since ripped up bread. I lost it on that one. That was pretty good. So I guess that's just when I share stuff, it's either most of the time it's stuff that nobody likes because everybody I have on Facebook is old. But I don't know. That's definitely something that it's just been, I don't know. Facebook's rough, and I've many times
Facebook is
wanted
rough.
to. I've many
I
times
have
thought about deleting it, but
I take my rage from Facebook and go to Twitter because I know I'll have support on Twitter.
Yeah. See, that's the thing for me. Like, I've never had Twitter.
Oh,
Like,
Twitter,
I've never even. I definitely have an account, but solely for one reason. Nerd alert. Okay. My chemistry teacher in high school would post bonus questions on the Twitter for the exams. That's the only reason I have a Twitter.
Right?
That's all.
NHS.
4.0 in high school. But that I don't know. It's just with Facebook, the reason why I haven't deleted it is being up in BG. It is like a good way for me and like my family to connect in a way, because like we do share and tag each other and some stuff that's like, I don't know, like that thing about like my brother tagged me and the oldest siblings and most well behaved and stuff like that. Like it is a nice way to like bridge the gap between us, but at the same time, it's just like, is it worth it?
So much shit.
Yeah, it's just like, is it worth it? Because whenever I get on Facebook, I would say a solid 9 out of 10 times I'm on Facebook, I get off of it either rolling my eyes or annoyed or just pissed off. But I don't know.
Going back to the politics thing, did you see anything about the Biden sign that was stolen in Coldwater?
No, I did not.
Okay, so my old Spanish teacher in high school is in like the Mercer County Democrats, like whatever. And a Biden sign was stole from her yard the other day, or the other week. And do you know anything about the Trump House in Coldwater?
Yes, right across from the McDonald's, right?
Yes, yeah. When their stuff was stolen, everyone was all fucking. This is bullshit. Like,
yeah.
this is disrespectful. Like, but it's just like this. It's the same thing, people. Like,
yeah, that's something too that talking about like the bubble that we were referring to earlier. My brother shared something on Facebook recently that was just talking about signs. And first off, I would like to say that not everybody has political signs. Like newsflash, not everybody prefers to show who they're voting for in their front yard. Second off, the only reason you're seeing 10,000 Trump signs is because you drive down the same streets every single day. Like, leave your hometown. Like, there's Biden signs in BG. Like, I've also seen Trump signs. Like, it's not something that, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, he shared something, and it was something along the lines of, like I drove. What were they saying? It was something like, it was like a meme, and it said I drove all the way down to Georgia from Michigan and only saw like one Biden sign, but I saw like 20,000 Trump signs. And then they were all like, my whole family was commenting in the comments that like they were saying like something about like corn signs had like taken taken second place from Biden, and then they said garage sales had taken third place. Biden falls down to four, and then they said something about some like cars for sale took like fourth place. Like they were just making jokes about it and stuff, and I'm just like, that probably is the honest to God's truth around home, but if you leave and go around like there are signs for other people, and
Yeah.
it's also once you leave this area, you know, driving around, it's not every house has a Trump sign. Like it's just one of those things that's I don't know. Again, like just what we said, just trapped in the bubble.
Yeah. Um, but yeah.
Taylor actually just said that there's Biden signs in Wapak, but
Walpock's a little probably more conservative than
yeah,
St. Mary's and Coldwater, or liberal.
well, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Something else we would talk about if we want to keep on the political track, but the Trump tractor parades that have been going around,
Oh,
those have been
Kentucky,
blowing,
baby.
those have been blowing up. There's just
Trump
it was
train.
like last week, wasn't it, when they were?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad so many people are showing support in politics. Like honestly, like no matter who you vote for, like I'm glad people
Hmm.
are like invested in politics, but at the same time, it's just like don't get hateful with it. Oh, here's a great point. Great point. Did you hear about the Black Lives Matter protest in Wapak?
No.
Okay, so apparently the big issue with it was people out of town. And I'm like, you know what? If people out of town want to come in and, you know, blow some shit up, let's go for it. Not actually blow some shit up, but
Huh?
so it was like it looked like 20 people. And then there were some you could definitely tell like that there was like a group of like 20 people that had come from outside of town. It's just like, fashion isn't really a thing here. So like,
Jeans and t-shirt.
yeah, that's what just everyone wears. These people
Hmm.
like they had like you could just tell that they were out of town and had like a sense of fashion. But then there was like a good number of like stragglers, some like other people who were just like either there just to see it or were there in support. Um, but then Trump supporters showed up, and there was a big guy that came, and he had his truck, and he had like 10 Trump flags on it. Everybody there was either in camo or Trump shirts or had the MAGA hats or whatever the hell they're called.
MAGA.
But anyhow, then that is when the cops got called in and brought in
Uh-uh.
for safety. It wasn't up
So
until
it
the Trump
wasn't
supporters
violent.
there.
It wasn't
No,
violent up until.
nothing about it was violent. But then these guys come up and they parked across the street. They were standing right in front. They were standing on the steps of the courthouse.
Hmm.
And in this area, that's a pretty big deal because the courthouse is like it's the county courthouse, like for the whole county
Hmm.
in there. So like them going there was good move. But so anyhow, they parked their trucks across the street. Were blocking traffic. Cops can't like told them they needed to move. Like traffic still needed to flow. They wouldn't move, so the cops were just kind of like, okay, like they can't really do anything.
Hmm.
And so they were standing in the streets and stuff, and there were videos of it, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt that the videos might have been specific points of it, but it doesn't matter. Like they still did it. You could hear them yelling the N word. They were screaming at them, throwing fingers. They were flipping them off, like, and it's just one of those deals where it's just like really, like I feel like all I hear about like people around here sharing stuff on Facebook, whatnot, that all Black Lives Matter is hateful and
Yeah, and looting
destructive,
and.
and yeah, and it's all negative and nothing positive could ever come
Hmm.
out of Black Lives Matter. But here they are just trying to have a peaceful protest. I mean, they were protesting, like they were yelling stuff, like that's just a protest.
Yeah.
But they were yelling stuff like just like all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Just like their slogans, their chants and stuff. And then, here they come and they're flipping them off. They're, yelling slur words at them and shit. And it's just like, you're going to sit here on Facebook and share all this stuff about how Black Lives Matter is negative, but then you're going to go here and do exactly what you're saying they're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Um, and like going back to like with like COVID, whenever the government was like stay inside, everyone around where we're from was just like no, like fuck that, like it's my right, like yada yada yada. But whenever the looters had a curfew, it was
mhm.
listen to the listen to the police, listen to the
Yeah,
government. Like no,
you can't.
like
back
I
to
don't know
like
why it's so
back to like
hard.
what you said about the religion thing. You can't just pick or choose what you're gonna
Like
believe
I
and
don't know
follow.
why it's so hard to see that it's the same fucking thing on both sides. Like it doesn't take an intellectual, like they're synonyms. Like this is learned
Mhm.
in like second grade. Like it
No, I get you. I don't know. It's just sometimes it's kind of hard to process that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes seeing the stuff on Facebook and especially seeing those pictures and the videos,
mhm.
I just, especially the pictures and the videos of the protests here, because it was like, wow, that's back home. Like that's actually happening. Like
Yeah.
I feel like so much that even with
That
even
would never have happened fucking 15
just
years
take the
ago.
core story of a Black Lives Matter protest, like at my home, like around where I live. No, wrong
Never.
town. Like you got the story messed up. And I don't know. I guess it was very enlightening to see that happen. Like very positive, I thought.
And like I have noticed, like with like as generations get older, the younger generation's gonna start taking over. It's gonna get better a little
Yeah,
bit. Like for the most part, I feel like all of us are more, what's the word for the in between? Like
just independent.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like definitely. I know this election's a little of a rough one, but I definitely feel like in our generation, the two party system's gonna get broke.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like either that or they're gonna have a nominee that's not a freaking nut job. But
That's one thing that I'm excited for. Next election
mhm,
is, I think, gonna be just so nice
mhm.
because
I
just the shit
if
show is gonna
if
be over.
see that's part of the reasons why, because I hate Trump, but close second is Biden. I don't hate Biden. I just
But there's not gonna be as much
just
fucking drama with fucking
oh yeah,
Biden.
that's what I mean. It's just like with the next election coming along. Let's say Trump wins this one, but he won't be able to serve again, so he'll
Hmm.
be. And by then, will Biden be able to run again? Like, will
Probably
he be
be
able to?
probably be close to dead.
That's what I mean. Like, so I guess just the way I look at it is just like, I don't know. It's about time we get somebody that's gonna run for president that's like not retired.
Yeah,
Like, they said you have to be 35. You don't have to be like double 35. Like, I don't know. I guess
like
just the
leave
way I
it to
look
the
at it is
young
just
folks.
like, well, how the hell do we get into a position that we have two over 70-year-old men like
Like
president?
like why is our generation not already starting to go into these positions? Because by the
Right?
time we get old enough to get into these positions, like you can get into politics young,
Yeah,
but like you have all these old people just holding these spots. Um, like by the time we get there, like our lives are gonna be over. We're
yeah.
gonna be making decisions that aren't
That's the
for us.
thing. That's the thing with that is I'm a firm believer in term limits. Like there shouldn't be career politicians. Like go do something
Mm,
else. Go grow trees or something.
yeah.
Like
Enjoy retirement.
yeah, enjoy retirement. I think you see these people that have been in office. Like there's people that have been in office for 40, 50 years. And it's just like I don't know. How the hell do you keep getting reelected? Like it's just like
Like people
that's
keep bitching about how much of a shit show it is, and then continue to
mhm,
elect the same
mhm.
people.
And it's just like I don't know. You know, I could say that, and then people will be like, "Why don't you run for office?" or "Why don't you vote?" and all this shit. And it's just like I I don't know. I probably should vote, but
Oh,
here we are.
oh, are you not registered?
No.
You got
I
like
mean,
three.
maybe.
You got like yeah,
I
you have
have
till
3 days.
the 3rd.
3 days.
You have till the 3rd.
I thought it was the 5th.
Oh, might be the 5th. I don't know. We'll do it by the
I,
3rd. Do it early.
well, tomorrow's the 3rd.
I know. So do it right now.
I don't
All
know.
right, welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is the one where Tommy registers to vote.
Oh God. Okay, maybe I'll register to vote.
I
I don't know. Yeah, I probably should register to vote. I will.
my
I will
parents
tomorrow or maybe tonight.
my parents were making it such a big deal when I was home, which like I'm glad they did because I got my paperwork and stuff mailed. But like they're just hounding me about getting my stuff in for voting because I gotta vote. It's because they're under the impression that I'm voting Trump.
So yeah, keep pushing your.
Because they're so worried that like Biden's gonna win this election. They're just like, oh my gosh, like this is gonna be so horrible.
It's just for me with Trump, and it's not even politics aside. How the hell could you want him to be president? The way I look at it,
I know.
And it's not even if you could take everything he's done in the last week, that already discredits him for me. Like the things that he said during the debate. Like take out everything else that he's done. Like if I just found out Donald Trump was a human being and watched him during that debate, there's no way in hell he'd get my vote. Like how do you make fun of and poke jokes at people who have died, people who have overcome a drug problem? Like how do you do that? Just walk away with a smile on your face.
And everybody came away from that debate saying like Trump fucking destroyed. Like Noah shared a fucking meme about fucking Trump basically like.
I was like, what? Because you showed you were an incompetent child and just wouldn't let your opposition talk?
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, the only thing that I will say was the moderator definitely did not like Trump. Like he definitely did not. But
he posted a TikTok. Did you see that?
No.
He said, anyone trying to hang out, I'm getting a babysitter tonight or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Or no, he said, anybody trying to hang out, I'm tired of babysitting or something like that.
That's crazy.
He's like, I'm probably gonna get fired over this.
I watched like 10, 15 minutes of the debate, and that was all I needed to see. But excuse me, and then I watched like a highlights video on YouTube, and it definitely was something that like I don't know if Biden ever got anything in said word wise that like made a point or made sense. And that's not his fault because every time he spoke, Trump spoke. Like he never.
And
got
every
a word
time Trump spoke and anybody tried to cut him off, he said, "Hold it, like let me finish." But every time anyone else tried to finish, he's just like, "No, like fucking interrupting."
I think one of the things that like my brother shared was something about how I just completely lost my train of thought. Oh, something about how like every time Trump tried talking over Biden, the moderator like yelled at him, but if Biden ever talked over Trump, then he wouldn't yell at him. And I'm like, how many times did Biden talk over Trump? Twice? Like I just
first off, Trump is interrupted.
First off, it's a debate that just happens. Like every debate in history has people talking over each other. Like that's just how it is. But like at the same time,
but not to the point of filibustering.
Yeah, I didn't even think about calling it that, but it definitely was that. I guess there has to be at a point there has to be a level of respect where you need to listen to what he says. The other thing is too, like being in competition, you would want to listen to what he has to say. Because then you can use that information to go back at him in a different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I say I'm going to ban pizza because pizza is just way too cheesy,
unhealthy.
No, it's just pizza is
No.
healthy. Lots of vegetables. It has way too much cheese.
Deluxe.
I'm banning all pizzas because
Deluxe,
it has way
no
too much
olives.
cheese. But if I say that, like, because I'm banning it because it has no cheese, and then you come back and say, well, my plan will be to not ban pizza, but to put a limit of how much cheese can be put on the pizza. Well, people are like, oh shit, well, if I vote for Holden here, I still get pizza. But if I vote for Tommy, I don't get any pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Ew.
I just feel like being an opponent to someone, like, you honestly need to use what they say and what they stand for and believe in or whatever, and use it against them. Like, and hopefully in a positive way, but that doesn't always happen. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the podcast today. Hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't get a chance to watch last week's podcast, you can do that here. And if you have yet to subscribe, you can do that here. Hope to see you next week.